What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Bike Tyson, and you're now tuned in to Bike Tyson Life Cycles. And today's life cycle is motorcycle shape, riding shape, motorcycle riding shape, and just easing back into the motorcycle season. Now, y'all, for those who don't work out or don't go to the gym or anything like that, get a motorcycle. That'll work your ass out. Let me tell you why. One, it's a task in itself just to get dressed to prepare to get on a motorcycle. Why do I say that? Especially if you're on a sport bike. I know a lot of people wear the racing leather suits. Uh, if you ever tried one of those racing suits, one, they're tight as hell and they hurt your nuts. I would say that because they hurt like it's tight and it's leather. So imagine putting on a racing suit and it's 80 degrees, 90 degrees, 100 degrees. You out of your mind if you think you ain't gonna sweat just putting that thing on. So that in itself, you gonna lose a good 5 pounds just getting into a racing suit just to prepare to get on a motorcycle. That's number one. Number two is, most people, the motorcycle is just, a toy for most guys and women. Most likely, you do have another vehicle like a car, van, truck. Couple people I know they park their motorcycles in the garage. So just to get the motorcycle out, you got to move the cars out the garage and pull the motorcycle out, then put the cars back into the garage, then get dressed. So again, that's a nice little cardio workout if you ask me. So again, you doing that in 80, 90, 100-degree weather, you're gonna sweat. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That regardless, whenever you're preparing to get on a motorcycle, it's gonna be a workout. Now, you got some, the cruiser guys who just, hey, they just wear some jeans and a helmet and a flannel and just hop on a cruiser and go. Hey, maybe they don't require a lot of gear to get on a cruiser as most people are for sport bikes because again, you're fighting that speed and you're fighting that acceleration, you're fighting that wind that's going to hit you like crazy. So again, like I said, it's a workout in itself, so be prepared for it.
I was missing last year. Back. The tallest man in the room.
Giant. Been riding for 10 years. I got a Triumph Senses.
Oh, Eric, 23 Booster. I've been riding for long enough. And just like Lee, tune into my YouTube page, Biketyson, on YouTube. It's labeled on the helmet and on the bike. So there you go. Snap a picture.
So just to get back on topic, I just wanted to share that with you real quick because again, every Wednesday, we like to meet up and take a group ride to different locations to boost the economy locally, via restaurants, little biker bars, stuff like that. So on average, it's about a good 25 oh, excuse me, a good 25 plus people that come out every week, and they just come to ride, and again, it's a networking thing that we all get into, which it's pretty cool. But like I said, back to just getting into the season. It's April, so we live in a four-season area in the DMV area, Washington D.C. area. So we don't ride all year round like most people in Florida, California, places like that, Texas. So it get cold. And for me, I don't winterize my bike because even in the wintertime, even though it's cold, I have winter gear, but I'll start I'll start my bike up, at least twice a month. And if I just ride locally for about a good half an hour just to get the bike warmed up and going, I don't have to winterize. So it works out for me, but even putting on winter gear is a task. So again, imagine, you saying, all right, I'm about to go out on a bike. You got to get geared up with your winter boots, your heated gloves, heated jackets, and all that stuff. I'm telling you that is a workout. So, and I said this before. Every time I come off my motorcycle, I feel like I lose about a good 5 pounds. So, again, that constant riding for a lot of people, um, yeah, you're gonna see either some kind of weight loss or some toning in your muscles because again, it's a task to you know, ride a motorcycle. Especially now, let's think about it. If you have like a cruiser, let's just say you have a Harley, a Road Glide or whatever the case may be. Those bikes are like 900 pounds. So if you're a little guy or a little girl trying to, you know, maneuver that bike, that's a task, especially in slow speeds. If you try to park it or back it up or anything like that, uh that's a workout. And again, if you in 80, 90 degree heat, it's gonna work you out a nice deal. So if you got a sport bike, which on average about, well, my boost is 600 pounds. So um but I can kind of, you know, pick it up, and well, I ain't gonna say pick it up, but maneuver it to my liking. Whereas you got 1000s and 750s and 600s that's probably under the 500-pound mark. So it's pretty easy to move around and maneuver if you're not, a big strong guy like myself. uh Figure I just throw that up in there. But anyway, now when you're getting back into the season, again, new people come out to these rides and you never rode with them before. And so you always got to be cognizant of who you riding with, because again, you got some who are assholes and you got some that ride, like professionals, I guess you could say, or veterans, I would say. So they kind of know the unspoken language when riding, rather you riding in formation or you staggered or you just some do's and don'ts of what not to do. Like, I don't want nobody around me and they popping willies right next to me or nothing like that. Because if they lose control, and bang out, it's gonna be a problem. Or I don't want people who I never rode with and they just like riding fast and they like right behind me. And if I brake check them or just brake and they ain't paying attention and they just ride, you know, ride up on me and hit me, then I'm gonna have a problem with that. Insurance ain't cheap for these motorcycles, so I definitely don't want to be putting in no claim and boosting my insurance. I don't know about y'all, but I know some people ride dirty, meaning, no plates, no license, no insurance, no nothing. Well, I'm not one of those. So if you ride dirty, ride in front of me. Don't come around me and being reckless. That's all I'm saying. So I try to keep my distance between people I had never rode with before, because again, I don't know how they maneuver. I don't know how instinctive they are when it comes to quick decisions. If a car try to brake check them, or like you see now, we on the highway, and I can tell you one thing: when there's a big crowd of motorcycles, cars get nervous. So they're unpredictable, and you just never know if a car try to change lanes, just out of the blue and cut you off, or you got some cars that are brake check motorcycles because they're riding up on their tail too much or too fast and trying to forcing them to move over. You got some ignorant drivers that'll just be like, no, I'm in a car, you gonna get fucked up, not me. So you got to be cognizant of the road, basically. So I always say this: keep a safe braking distance, so you have enough time to maneuver and find your exit routes, just in case you got a truck or a car, especially those 18 wheelers. They can't really see you like that. So if those 18 wheelers decide they want to move over, it ain't shit you can do about it. So you better be cognizant of your surroundings. When was it? Not too long ago, I would say a couple weeks ago, we were riding uh in a group ride, and it was a guy who I never rode with him before, but obviously from what I've heard, he was riding, pretty fast, and was behind a car, and the car brake checked him, and he ran right into the back of that trunk and fucked his bike all up. So you got to be cognizant of, you know, how you ride. Like, some people like to show off when they in front of a group, and that's not cool because at the end of the day, like I always say, the concrete is undefeated. So I ain't never see somebody survive uh at the crashing, rather they bike surviving or uh their limbs surviving. I would say. So you better be cognizant of what's going on, because people ain't playing out here in these streets, and I know I ain't playing. So listen. I respect the cars. I respect those 18-wheelers, those dump trucks, pickup trucks, everything. I respect them all. So all I'm saying is, I'm not gonna be the one, riding up on your ass, and all of a sudden you brake check me, and I'm done. So I kind of have an exit route if I am riding a little fast. And to be honest with you, the only time I'm riding fast is when it's just an open road and I can see about a mile ahead, and it, ain't nobody around. Other than that, when I'm in a group or in traffic, yeah, I'm riding like, as if I was on a cruiser. I ain't gonna say I'm riding slow, but I'm riding cautiously and diligently, I guess you could say. But yeah, so um, again, every time I'm on a motorcycle, especially again, if you're going at high speeds, that wind hit different. So no diddy on this, but your neck muscles, that is going to be is going to get you. And that wind hitting your chest and your neck, like your neck muscles got to be pretty strong. So uh just just something to be aware of. uh but yeah, I mean, just going into the riding season, you got a lot of people that, you know, this is not what they do all the time. Like I said, I go through motorcycle withdrawal. Most people don't. I had one of my guys that we was riding with. He didn't ride in a year. His bike was just sitting in the garage collecting dust. And then one day he said, "You know what? I just wanted to come out today. I ain't had nothing going on, and the bike is beautiful, but it's just been sitting for a year." He was just like, "I just haven't had time." And we get it. Most people got families, kids, and all that stuff. So, you know, riding a motorcycle is more of a privilege, and an added bonus for most people. Uh, but that's not something they do on an everyday basis. You got some people that commute on a bike every day, but most likely they're in their cars. But uh, I can't have my bike just sitting in the garage for a year, and I'm not taking it out. That's just crazy to me. I mean, I got it to have fun, so that's my therapy. So I need to make sure I'm good. As for other people, it is what it is. But I'm not one of them. So just wanted to put that out there. All right, so just to, I just want to. Okay. Um, Let me jump off topic for a second here, right? So, would everybody know that motorcycle riding is more of a male dominated sport? I would say, right? And on these group rides, we do have about a good handful, maybe, of female riders that do decide to come out and ride, rather they're on a sport bike, a cruiser, or an adventure bike, um, which is always good. We always condone having more female riders to come out, right? But I was listening to a podcast, and as men, it's just human nature. to find certain things sexy, and I hope my wife don't kill me when I say this, but when I see a lady on a sport bike, I don't know what it is. It, it it's sexy. Maybe because it's a common characteristic that we all share, but to me, I just be like, yeah, that works for me. But again, you get the sloppy ones that be on the cruisers. More power to you. There's someone for everyone. But just something about the female riders that ride sport bikes. Uh, I I'm assuming they had brothers, or they have a dad or somebody or uncle or some kind of male figure that showed them how to ride, or they were just fascinated by it. So I always thought it was cool. Um, because I think in this group ride, it was about five ladies that was with us, and there was one in particular that everybody probably would have known. Fat ass. I just had to say it. I couldn't help it. I think she was on a 750, and I just everything about it was just like, yeah, yeah, she riding that 750 in a good way. So I just thought I'd put that out there. So that's why this is in the middle of the video, hoping nobody catch on to this one. But I was just like, yo, I think most of the guys that were recording was like, "Yeah, I got to get this one for my YouTube page." Listen, so I wasn't exempt from it either. I think we all noticed. But yeah, just thought I should put that out there. It was funny. Well, I ain't gonna say it was funny. It was sexy. But yeah. I mean, listen, it's nature. I can't. As men, I mean, unless you gay, I mean, you you can't help but notice it. So, and most men are visual, so that's the case. But in this case, we were all heading to a place called Four Corners Pub, a local spot that we usually go to every season. Uh, the parking wasn't that good because it was kind of crowded. And usually when we take these group rides, we call ahead of time of the place that we're going to let them know that, hey, prepare for 25 bikers to come in around this time. Make sure your staff is ready, and make sure the food is ready. Well, not ready. Your chefs is prepared to take on a lot of orders. So again, in this case, they kind of was already crowded, and I was just like, "There's no way we're gonna get our food in a timely fashion." So I was like, "I just need some water." Because I was thirsty on this ride, and we went somewhere else to get something to eat. But we still always like to show up to whatever we have planned to go to, uh, just to show uh, our love to the community around the DMV area. So another thing, like I said, with motorcycle riding, it's definitely a sport, and with most sports, you're gonna get a workout out of it. And the workout I get is in my triceps for the most part, and probably neck muscles, especially if you're going at a high speed, because that wind hit different. And what can I say? For the ones that like to pop willies all the time, that's a different workout. Um, I would say overall, it's a total core workout. Rather, you shift lanes a lot, so that's in your hips. Your legs is if you're going at a high speed, you got to be tucked and tight. So your legs is pretty much like hugging that bike. So that's a nice little leg workout too. And like I said, arms, triceps, all that good stuff. If you clutch a lot, I guess hand muscles. Your hand muscles. You got a nice handshake for most dudes from clutching a lot. Uh, I guess that's the proper way to say it. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But this is like we're coming on to the riding season. Is April. You know Spring is starting to get nice out, so expect a lot of these group rides in the near future. Every week, every Wednesday. Um, you got some every Tuesday, and then on the weekends we probably do something like a ride somewhere like remote somewhere. But it's always cool to go to different spots that we never been to before. So, with that said, I'm Bike Tyson. You're tuned in to Bike Tyson Life Cycles. And today's topic was just motorcycle riding shape and just easing back into the riding season uh, since winter is beyond us now. It's starting to get nice out. So if you got an old school or a bike, it's officially breakup season time for some of y'all. But not if you're married. I don't condone that. But if you're single, then yeah, you're gonna be out and about a lot. So